Hello, everybody. Welcome to the channel. My name is Evan Freiberger, and today we're going to be talking about that winter storm that is coming into the United States from basically the Pacific Ocean, and it should come through the southern United States into the Midwest as well. And we've been seeing some shifts in our models. But hello, welcome in, everybody. How's everybody's day been so far? Let me make sure we're live. Yeah, should be live. Yes, we are good. Hello. Just see. Hopefully we don't have too big of a delay. Not live. Hey. That's not nice. I almost believed you for a second. Hello. Welcome in. Sunday is your birthday and the storm's gonna suck. Are you gonna be snowed in on your birthday? Icing, freezing rain should be the main concern with this storm. Yeah, I mean, there could also be some pretty bad travel conditions as well. You're in some bad weather, right? Yeah, I'm outside. Somewhere where it's daytime. I guess. Hey, thank you for the $2. Thank you so much. Is it going to be in Worcester this snow on the 22nd? Yeah, we'll get right into that in just a little bit. I just want to say hello to everybody. It's been a little bit since we've been live on the channel. The snowflakes are so immersive, you need a shovel. I know, I can almost... I'm trying to catch them with my mouth. Is Greenville, Mississippi gonna be bad? Yeah, we'll be going over that. We're gonna be going over everybody. Your birthday is next Thursday. Jeez Louise. Got a lot of birthdays. Good evening. Is that snow or cotton? It's real snow. I'm really outside in the freezing cold doing this live stream. As you can tell, I mean, it's snowing and the snow's going in front of my face. You can't fake this. Don't you know that snow outside, where would it be that's daytime? Where is it daytime and snowing? I don't know. Don't you know snow outside in Alaska falls in slow motion? My hand's disappearing. Oh yeah. Well, yeah. How do you explain that? It's a glitch in the matrix. You got me there. Snow is fake for you? Yeah, no. It's CGI, guys. It's CGI. Your hand is freezing off. Yeah, it's about to be. I would have believed if your hand didn't just disappear. Yeah, that's a problem. That's a problem in the story. That's a problem in the storyline there. It's a plot hole. But all right, let's come over here. And as you guys can see by our warning map here on Weather Circle, yeah, there appears to be something coming. Almost the entire Southeast going into portions of the Ohio Valley are in a winter storm watch right now. And that includes parts of Texas going into Oklahoma, Kansas, over there in Missouri, Arkansas, northern Mississippi, northern Alabama, northern Georgia, going up into Tennessee and Kentucky. No warm nose forecasted here in South Carolina, just ice. Yeah, we'll be going over the latest models in just a second for sure. We're gonna have to break that down because there's been some big changes in the models. Big changes in the models. Also, by the way, a little bit of a snow squall is happening out over here in southern Wisconsin right now. This is in Janesville, Wisconsin. And they're getting a decent little amount of snow. Roads are starting to get covered out there. So be safe when you're driving in those conditions. And then we also have snow out over here. This is near Lake Erie, near like the Buffalo, or actually, I think it's more near the Watertown area. I forgot. Will I be live until the storm arrives? Yes. Yeah, we're gonna be live tonight, going into tomorrow, and then the next day, and then the next day. We're gonna do a marathon 128-hour stream. Sent you some information about the unofficial snow squall. Okay. Thank you. My CGI choice would have been a much more warmer climate region. Yeah, I got cold looking at that, not gonna lie. Looks like it goes north of Lincoln in Omaha. You got, well, that this up here is going to, yeah. This is mainly just stronger winds. And some ground blizzard conditions are going to be possible. And I'm expecting some of these watches to actually be expanded a little bit further up to the north. Our trend on the models has been more north today, which is one of the main things that we are going to be talking about. Temperatures are going to drop, exploding tree warnings. Oh my gosh, I saw that. What a load of crap. Crazy. So what happens is that it gets so cold outside that the trees, the sap in the trees expand and that can crack the tree, right? And it makes a sound that sounds kind of like a weak gunshot, but the tree itself doesn't explode, guys. I don't know why they chose to use that language. Maybe it's like something that they use up in the Midwest or something. Maybe they call them exploding trees. Could be local vernacular, but just so you guys know, the trees aren't actually exploding up there. They're not gonna randomly combust and explode. Now, you could hear some loud noises. That's certainly a possibility. It won't sound like an explosion. It'll sound more like a weak gunshot, but they are pretty percussive. Honestly, left my own video that's premiering right now to come watch you. What? That's sick. Well, wait, hold on. You left your own video to come watch this? You're crazy. Your own video that's premiering. Well, I hope it does well, Mr. Haynes. Never heard of exploding trees? Yeah, that's because they don't exist. Trees don't explode because of cold, guys. We would know this. This would be something that everybody knows. They don't actually explode. It's just, I mean, I'm not going to comment on who made the post, but it's just obviously an over exaggeration. But yeah, let's come over here. Looks like we got a little post here on Weather Circle. Misty and Tippy said, expecting snow. My weather app says that it's heavy snow. The weather app I use isn't right all the time. And in fact, usually it's wrong, but thank you. For that post. I do appreciate it. This is a post out over there. You do have a little snow squall near you. A little bit of snow squall. That's what we were watching on one of those cameras. Oh, by the way, guys, just a little update. You can now go live on mobile on Weather Circle. So you just go over here, hit the go live button, hit from your phone, and it's super easy. Super easy. You can go live straight from your phone, and we can show it here on stream. That's the awesome part. You know, if you got snow happening right now, feel free to go live on the app. We'd love to see it. I'll put the link in chat. We now have an official link. It's weathercircle.app. Easy to remember. Spontaneously exploding. Yeah. I'll show you something that explodes. I'm just kidding. I had to channel my inner Brandon Gopic. All right, let's come back over to here. All right. There are some trees that are heavy in water and they freeze quickly. The ice expands. Yeah, it makes a loud crack. Exactly, but it doesn't explode. I just thought, you know, we would clear up that misinformation right here, right now. Although there is one thing that can make trees explode, and that is lightning. Lightning can make trees explode spontaneously, like literally explode. Now, what'd be interesting is what would happen if thunder snow hit a tree right as it was cracking due to the freezing weather. Would that be an extra big explosion? With all that pressure inside, would that be like a legitimate explosion? Questions that need to be answered. I see a Mythbusters show off of that. Sonic Boom, maybe. strong roots. Gotta have them strong roots, whether it's with your trees or with your family. What if the tree is on, wait, what? What if the tree is on drugs? I don't know. Have you ever tried giving trees drugs? I haven't seen any scientific papers on that. Thank you for asking such a much wondered about question. Oh, the chat never fails me. Lightning plus tree equals explosion. Exactly. That's the equation, the official equation. You can find those in the weather journals. Is this blue snow or ice or both? So we're going to be talking about ice. We're going to be talking about snow. We're going to be talking about sleet. We're going to be talking about a lot of things today. I mean, there's been some shifts. I'm sure you guys have been out there seeing all those crazy snow maps and whatnot. And we're here to go over all the models so that you guys can see all the different scenarios and what's possible and where our shifts and our trends have been going over the past day since the last time I saw you guys. Hello, hello. What are the odds it shifts south in the Greensboro? I mean, still technically we can get the odds to shift to the south. That is certainly possible. I mean, shifts are still gonna be happening. The shifts are gonna be in everybody's forecast probably for the next day or two before it starts to just kind of wobble and not really be a big shift. But we actually have had a pretty big shift. Taking a lot of people potentially out of the snow with our latest models. Maybe if you ask it nicely, it'll just stop. You should give it a try. It looks like we're getting some more posts here on a weather circle. Let me just check them out. Could be some things to add to the conversation. Forecast Fusion says, hello chat, gimme snow. That is out over there. Looks like you're pretty close to some snow over there. Like you're pretty close to maybe a little bit of snow, so you might get your wish. And then Leslie has said, worrying I'm going to get ice, being as I've seen so many models. I've been in Tulsa. You live in Tulsa. Well, you know what? Who wants to look at the models right now? Who wants to look at the models right now? Should we stop yapping and get to the models? How long have I been streaming weather? 3 years now, believe it or not. I've been streaming so long that I've had enough time to make my own app. How much snow, if any, will I get? 0. Just kidding. We'll go over that in a little bit. Do you think this can shift down to Houston? No, I do not think that. I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's in our cards, no. I don't think that's gonna happen. Okay. We'll stop dilly-dallying. There's enough people in here, I think, to start a forecast. So let's go ahead and hop right. Oh, well, hold on. Sorry. I'm gonna stall for just one more little. This is what we needed. An extremely blurry zoom in. This is why I shifted over to this camera to see this very blurry zoom in here. This is what we needed. This is a snow squall in Wisconsin, and it is coming down hard. And in fact, it's slowing down traffic out over here in Janesville. They are not going as fast as they usually go. Yeah, that's over here near Misty and Tippy. So you might see this. This is out over here. You see Janesville's kind of in the center of it. And if we put this in motion, let's see if it'll play on the app without giving us any problems here. Yeah, it's moving your way. Oh, just kidding. It froze, or it didn't freeze. It just screwed up. Yeah, I definitely need to work on the MRMS more. Today I got the warnings to load faster, but okay. So let's hop over to the models officially now. Stop blabbering. Okay, so yeah. Here's the Euro model. And any questions? I'm sorry. I'm in a happy trolley mood today, and I apologize. I'm sure you guys came here for a forecast, and you're like, what the heck is this guy doing? Can we just get on with it? But yeah, we're going to start off with the Euro model. And what we're going to do is we're going to kind of start off over here on Friday at 3 p.m. You can see that well, actually, instead of doing that, let's start off with the with what's set up here, what the setup is. I think that'll be a little bit more helpful. So yeah, so where is the thing that I want to look at? There it is. Okay, so first, what's pretty much going to happen is it's going to rain, and there's going to be a little bit of snow associated with this low pressure system and a little bit of a frontal boundary that is extending down into the southeast. You guys might have felt those drizzles of rain today, and they're going to continue for a little bit, not too long. It's not going to be a long-term event. But why this low pressure system is important at all, and why anybody should actually care about it, is because this is what is going to help bring in this big old red blob up here. Now, that red blob up there, that is a high pressure system, and that'll be working its way down into the United States. Now, initially, by this time, the models had this high pressure system a little bit further to the north. If I bring this back in time, I mean, a little bit further to the south, like what the models were saying earlier, when the Euro was a lot further south than it was. You could see that, you know, it was sitting around over there in Wisconsin at about this time. But as we have moved forward in time, it is actually, you can see it is slowly moving up to the north. And it's kind of settling into this position here, centered over there somewhere near like the highest anomaly, at least setting up somewhere over there near, you know, Wisconsin and Minnesota. So a little bit of a north shift, Now, why this is important, let me get my little pen tool out here. Which one is it? Is it this? Yes. Why this is important is because this high pressure system is going to be dictating, hold on. Let me get my pen tool set up because it's not doing the right thing. What's going on here? Is it glitched? All right, let's try this again. Sorry, a little bit of technological difficulties. 1 second. That, and then you press that, and then you press, oh, right click, derp. There. So yeah, essentially, this high pressure is important because any system like one that's over here that moves into the United States, the more that this is to the south, the further to the south this system will track. Now, the thing is that we've been seeing is that the trend has been this higher pressure system has been trending a little bit further to the north, a little bit faster. And we've also been seeing some lower pressure start to build back in here. A little bit different than what the models have been saying before, which will also help kind of nudge our system potentially a little bit further up to the north, maybe up in somewhere in like this track here. And what that's going to do is that's going to potentially bring in more warmth with not as much of a high pressure system suppressing and keeping our storm less amplified. The more amplified our storm gets, the more warm air is going to come out of the Gulf of Mexico and override over the top of our cooler ground temperatures that we will be expecting as this little low pressure system comes through. So that's how at least where our high pressures and low pressures have been changing, and why that is important to note that it's not just me nerding out for no reason. There's a reason. Do that. Okay. There is a reason. So if we come over here to our precipitation, here's the important part, all right, and why this matters. So if I come over to here and push this into around Friday, 6 p.m., you can see we have a little bit of a surface trough extended down into this. Where'd my pen go? Hello? There we go. It's a little off. Okay. So extended down into this area. You can see that we're getting a little bit at least cyclogenesis as the flow aloft comes through this area. You can see that out in front, we're going to have some warmer air. We have some rain coming into the afternoon. And then over here into Oklahoma, parts of Kansas and Nebraska initially, and this is almost in our range of accuracy, pretty accurate on how this is going to be depicted here, with that snow energy kind of coming out of the north, swinging down, and then that cold air and some of that moisture is going to meet up with some of this Gulf moisture from the southeast and a little bit of that heat. And those are going to kind of combined here. And as you can see, our high pressure system is about at this area at this time. Okay. So the high pressure system is over there in Minnesota. So why this is important. So if I move this forward in time, you can see that as our system pushes off to the east, our high pressure system also moves with it. Our high pressure system isn't really staying still. It's getting pushed out of the way. And that is going to allow for our precipitation shield to be a little bit larger further up to the north, and it's also going to allow our storm to amplify a little bit more. This is our latest Euro model run, and I've been trusting the Euro a lot more than the GFS. The GFS has just been wrong every single time. If you've ever seen somebody make a forecast about snow on the GFS, you were probably disappointed, unless it was like the day of. The GFS has just been doing absolutely horrible, and the Euro's kind of been killing it this year. So I'm still trusting the Euro more than anything else right now. I am not on Team GFS. If you're on Team GFS, prepare to be disappointed. It's been very consistent in one thing only, and that is being a drunk off its rocker model. Oh, imagine liking the GFS. The GFS is supposed to be the American model. Why are we so bad at models? Don't forget to like. Yes, don't forget to like the stream, folks. Don't forget to like the stream. And feel free to subscribe. Feel free to subscribe. After we do this forecast, we're gonna be answering everybody's questions. More specifically, I mean, we can't, unfortunately, it's still not really time to talk snowfall amounts. We can talk snowfall amounts back over here, like in this area, but we're probably not going to be talking about downstream snow amounts just yet, because I still do think that some changes of the forecast are probably going to happen. And if I show you snow right now, it's probably going to be wrong. So I'd rather just wait until we get more into the range of accuracy. I hope they are smart enough to close school here Friday. Need a better AI model. The Euro AI model is actually pretty good. Been doing pretty darn good. But yeah, so that high pressure system starts moving. Now, if it stayed here, it would suppress our storm. And if it was a little bit further south, say into Iowa, it would suppress our storm further to the south. And this freezing precip that is now pulling up into Oklahoma and Arkansas, which again, this is probably going to be a big problem, folks. Again, freezing rain is not going to be falling, and you're not going to feel like ice pellets or anything. It's going to feel like normal rain. It's going to feel like normal rain. Now, there's still up to some debate on whether this is going to be freezing rain or sleet. Now, sleet is what you want. It's still going to make things slippery, but it's not going to knock your power out. This freezing rain is going to fall out like rain. It's going to feel like rain, but the ground temperatures the air temperatures near the surface are going to be below freezing. So as soon as that rain hits any surface or on the surface that is below freezing, it's going to instantly freeze, and it's going to build up slowly until power poles starts or power lines start sagging. Sometimes that can snap the power line. That can lead to power outages. Sometimes you can get tree limbs sag and fall on power lines. That can cause power outages. If we get anywhere over a quarter of an inch of ice, especially down here in the southeast, like over here into Texas or Arkansas, or Oklahoma, or maybe it could still be further north than this. So don't think this is 100% accurate, but I mean, we're getting pretty close to the range of accuracy, at least for this area, where we're really going to be able to nail down that official last forecast. Probably another day or so before we're really starting to get those short range models in and everything, and we can really compare and contrast and talk about the minute differences. But for now, it does seem like at least whoever's in the pink needs to be paying attention and just watching where it goes as we get there. I don't want to cause too much panic, but I will tell you, this is not a good sign. This is not a good sign. There's no way to sugarcoat it. It's just, that's going to be a lot of freezing rain. That's going to add up. That's going to cause some power outages, and your power could be out for a little bit if your infrastructure is not prepared to clear that ice off the road so that they can even drive to fix the power poles. So just keep that in mind as we move forward through this forecast. Pink, bad. Purple is still kind of bad. It's still going to be some wintry precip. It's still going to make travel condition worse, but it's not as bad as the pink snow. Unless you're in the southeast, you're probably not too worried about snow unless it's like over a foot, which in some areas it might be. But yeah, so as I continue to push this forward, you can see that as we move into further into our forecast, here's where our big change is. This is what is the most impressive. I live over here in northern Alabama personally. And I've been watching this storm like a hawk. At first I was like, ooh, maybe some snow. Maybe I want to be on Team GFS, but then Team GFS and Euro all dumped like 3 inches of snow on my, or 3 inches of icing on my area. And then I'm like, okay, I'm team nobody. Can we just get some rain out of this? And it looks like I was right, or not right, but my hope or the weather gods blessed me with some rain here. But this is the best case scenario for Alabama. And honestly, given what the model said yesterday about Central Tennessee, this is the best case scenario for Central Tennessee too. You're still going to probably get some icing, but it's not going to be as bad. But look at this long duration. I mean, we're talking about a couple of hours to almost a full day of Arkansas being into some freezing rain. That's going to add up, folks. That is definitely going to add up, and that's going to cause some major power outages and major travel issues. Over there into northwestern Mississippi as we move into Saturday at 9 p.m. We're talking about major icing issues out there. That's a lot of heavy ice or heavy rain that's going to be falling and freezing on the surface. That's going to accumulate pretty quickly. And in fact, that's some of our most intense ice bands right now. Now, one thing that I do want to prefix with ice, I haven't heard anybody talking about, is the fact that it takes models forever to become accurate on ice, and sometimes even all the way up to the event they are dead wrong. Doesn't mean don't take the threat seriously, especially as we get into the 2 to 3 day range, but I just want to let you know that if you are forecasted to get ice and it doesn't happen, it's not really a miracle. That does happen quite often. I remember last year or 2 years ago we were covering what was supposed to be some major icing event in like Dallas, and they got some ice, but it majorly underperformed, even though a lot of the models agreed that there was going to be a significant ice event, and it didn't really happen as the models depicted. Ice is extremely hard for these models to get right, and they usually never get it right, but they get a ballpark, and it's always good to take that ballpark seriously just in case you do get that scenario. Because again, I mean, if we get some of these icing amounts that some of these models are saying, it's going to be very, very bad. Especially since this is happening to people in the Southeast. I mean, we have a potential heavy ice band over there near Louisiana. You know, Louisiana doesn't really have good infrastructure to deal with this stuff. But notice here on the Euro model what has happened to our snow. Now, Tennessee yesterday and the day before, if you were one of those unfortunate people on Facebook or on Twitter or literally anywhere and you saw a snow map with 12 inches of snow in Tennessee, I'm still not completely ruling it out, but the trend is not your friend here. We're now looking at more of a major icing event over there, especially in western Tennessee more than anything. And the snow is going to be mainly up there. At least the heaviest snow is going to be in Kentucky, potentially all the way up here into the Ohio Valley as well. I mean, we're talking like Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, West Virginia, just getting absolute beautiful, nice snow. I mean, this is going to be the snow you can play with. These areas, they can handle 12 inches of snow pretty well. It does cause travel issues. You don't want to travel while it's on the road. You want to just not be off the road, but it'll be cleared up pretty quickly. So it's technically the best case scenario for snow, not really necessarily for the ice. Thank you, Jameson, for the $2. I do appreciate that. How bad will north of DFW really get? It could get pretty bad. It could get pretty bad. Again, you know, if I bring this all the way back, you can see that you guys are in that freezing precip over there in the DFW area for a pretty long time. So it will try to pile up, you know, and cause some issues. We will look at some snow and ice totals back there. Yeah, let's go ahead and kind of bring this to where this storm is going to be its most impactful and kind of go back into the past here at this specific time frame and see what the past models and how this has changed. You can see, you know, going back when we thought that higher pressure system was going to be a lot further south, it was suppressing that snow really far to the south as well. And you can see that, you know, Tennessee, this is the time when people were sharing those snow maps in Tennessee saying, oh my gosh, Tennessee is going to get 12 inches of snow. This is going to be historic and crazy. And you know, I said yesterday in my forecast, it's like, yeah, someone is going to get a lot of snow, somebody's going to get a lot of ice, but we don't know where that's going to be. We didn't show snow maps or ice maps for this exact reason. Things shift around with snow and ice as you're in that long period. And look at this, as we continue to push this to our current model run now, you can see how this has just been steadily shifting more north, and you can see we've kind of hit what appears to be the furthest north that this model will shift. So big question mark. Are we going to see it shift back down south a little bit more, or are we going to just be kind of juggling a couple miles here and there, north and south, as it wobbles back and forth? Those are the main questions that are still going to be left unanswered, unfortunately, by the end of this forecast. But you can see where the trend is. The trend is north, and now the trend is just, it's kind of sitting there at the current moment. So that is what the Euro is saying for our snowstorm for the southeast going into the Ohio Valley. And you can see that snow just continues for about a whole day there, the Ohio Valley, before this starts to shift up to the north and east. starts to build into a stronger low pressure system, and we start to see some stronger winds, especially over there into Massachusetts, Connecticut, Rhode Island, and a lot of snow to fall over there. And also on the backside, could get some backside snow still over there into Ohio, just leaving Michigan by the time we get into the 25th at 3 p.m. And then as I continue to move this out, you can see our storm eventually moves off of the coast, and we're probably never going to talk about it ever again. Now that's the Euro's depiction. Now the Euro is one model. I like to check a lot of different models. We're not going to go as deep into a breakdown on every model because some of them have their flaws. This is the GFS. Big warning on this model. It is not a good model. Not really that good. It kind of sucks. For winter precipitation, I don't know. The GFS fell off. It's washed. But we'll look at it just to kind of show you that even our washed model, if we look at our trends here, it also has been slowly shifting up to the north as well, just a lot slower than the other models for some reason. Now, you know, is this going to be the winter event that the GFS is the star and it finally gets its act together? Probably not. I mean, this scenario here just seems so far-fetched, so different from our other models, but you know, we'll keep it in mind. You know, it could be a little bit further south. If we start seeing models shift back down to the south, then yeah, Tennessee can rejoice they're back in the snow. But this is not really the trend right now. This is kind of an outlier. Thank you, Chris, for the $5. I do appreciate that. Thank you so much. What can Columbus, Indiana expect? Where is Columbus? Is that central? Let me see where Columbus is. Hold on. Columbus, Indiana. That's southern. Probably a good amount of snow there. If I had to guess, if the northern track as it is right now continues to stay intact, I do think you guys can see a decent amount of snow. Not really ready to lock in a snowfall amount forecast though yet for you, because we are a little far out. But yeah, GFS is also much more of a progressive system, a lot faster of a system. It has that higher pressure system completely suppressing our storm. You see it's all the way down almost into Iowa by the time our storm ejects into our country. And that allows this GFS to be kind of this little spaghettified snowstorm here into the southeast with that mixed precip and potentially even some freezing rain over there in northern Alabama. A lot of sleet from Texas going all the way into Arkansas in the pink or in the purple. And then heavier sleet back over here. But again, I have like zero faith in this model, and I'm not even really sure why I'm showing it. But let's go ahead and bring this all the way over here. This is kind of our most impactful time. I do want to look and compare and contrast between all of our models at around this time. Here is the Euro model at around this time, mostly rain down there in the southeast. GDPS, maybe kind of a mixture between the GFS, but definitely more sighting with the Euro. GFS way too far to the south. The icon is maybe a little bit further to the south with our freezing precip, but our snow is still up there into Kentucky, Missouri, and the Ohio Valley, and that eventually makes it up into the northeast. UK Met, pretty darn similar to the Euro. So not really any other model showing snow for Tennessee except for the GFS and the Canadian model, which is also not the greatest model either. So that's kind of what my thoughts are right now. I do still think it's going to take some time for everything to get solidified here, but let's go ahead and check out for the first time here, at least on this channel with this event, check out and compare and contrast, at least initially, for the first 72 hours, what our snow totals are looking like, at least back over here in the central plains going into the southern plains. So let's go ahead and get our winter weather maps here, and then we'll come over to total snowfall. So here's the GFS, obviously more south than everyone else. I don't want to extend it all the way into Tennessee, but we'll do it. Yeah, we'll do 66 hours out here. So this is our first preliminary call here. This is probably going to change, as I am definitely thinking that the GFS is probably wrong here, but we'll just talk about each one of them. GFS has a strip of 4 to 5 inches here in central to northern Oklahoma, back over here into southeastern Oklahoma, 7 inches, into northern Arkansas, 7 inches there as well, back over here into Missouri, a couple of inches there, and then over there into Kansas as well, a couple of inches. So That's what the GFS is saying, but let's come over and check this against all of our other models. You can see the Euro is pretty similar here, except a little bit less snow there in southern Oklahoma and also going into Arkansas. But the Euro is a little bit slower of a model with this system. Here is the Euro model, the non-AI model. It has a lot less snow and a little bit further up north to initially. Here is the, let's look at the Icon model. Kind of the same thing, 3 to 4, maybe 5 inches in some spots out here initially. And then we do have some of our higher resolution models coming in, maybe a little bit further south. But they're pretty bad at this range, so can't really trust those yet. The NAM models comes in maybe a couple of inches to 6-7 inches out over there near into parts of Oklahoma. National blend of models, this is what it's looking like. This is the average. You can see that the heaviest snowfall will be probably falling over here into northern Oklahoma, northern Arkansas, back over here into Missouri as well. Now let's go look at our total freezing rain here. And as you can see, we could be talking about potentially up to ½ an inch of ice out over here into parts of Texas. Now we're talking over there near Dallas, Fort Worth, Texas, back over here into kind of central western Texas as well. Now I do think this is probably going to change the most as we go into the future, so keep that in mind. But let's compare this to other models. Yeah, so the Euro has that freezing rain a lot further up to the north, but it's also a lot slower of a system. So you can expect these, you know, 1/3 to almost 1/2 of an inch of icing, or sorry, a ½ an inch of icing to move off to the east as it trucks along, but we're just not in the range of accuracy where I want to talk about the DFW impacts just yet, at least from the Euro's perspective. National blend of models, if you mix them all together, the more progressive systems kind of average out to about, you know, a 1/4 of an inch to less than a 1/4 of an inch of icing out there. You know, which one of these models will be correct with ice, I have no idea. It's kind of just, who knows at this point. But these are the kind of areas that need to be watching out for those impacts, at least going over the next 3 days. And before this storm starts to eject into the southeast, because we're just not quite there yet. We can't really talk about further into the future, unfortunately, yet, because again, snow models, they're just not accurate. They're just not accurate. It's pointless. It's pointless. But yeah, that's what we're talking about in terms of the snow and ice amounts. If you're getting anywhere above a 1/4 inch of ice, expect power outages and major travel impacts. You know, if you're getting, you know, 3 to 4 inches and you live in Arkansas, you might not have good snow plows out there. All right, let's come back over here real quick. I do want to check out Weather Circle just briefly to see if we have any reports out there. Looks like Indiana WX says, are you happy that Indiana won the CFP? No, but I bet you are. Actually, I think Indiana did deserve it. Is going live 18 plus? I don't think so. Should it be? Maybe it should be. Maybe it should be. Did you just hear? Oh, geez. Guys, is that ever gonna die? Is 6-7 ever gonna die? Or is that just gonna be a thing forever? So how likely is it for power outages in Arkansas? Especially back over here into this area of Arkansas, like southern Arkansas, potentially even into central Arkansas, like the Euro has said, pretty likely. But again, it's gonna take a while to dial that forecast in. But our models, the main summary of my forecast is models are shifting north right now. They've kind of stopped shifting north as of the last couple of model runs, and they're just kind of sitting out in these couple of area. Or let me actually get that Euro model back up and just play it on a loop while we talk and answer some questions. Let's go there. As you can see, it's definitely further to the north. You're in Texarkana. Isn't it going to get bad here? It very well could. It depends on what kind of impacts. So Texarkana is back down over here. You guys are expecting freezing rain impacts and then maybe some snow to transition after that. Again, we are still just right on the edge of certainty, but a lot of our models are kind of starting to agree a little bit more. We're still not in that area yet where we're like, okay, it looks like we got a good picture of this storm yet. We're just not there yet, unfortunately. This is a very confusing storm. It's a hard to forecast storm. And unfortunately, it's not going to be one of those storms, or it's rarely do you ever have a snowstorm where, you know, hey, why is this all of a sudden so massive? What did I do? I am confused. I got all small. There we go. Quick refresh fixed it. How much snow does Kansas get? Looks like Kansas can pick up anywhere from like 3 to 4 inches. It's not going to be anything crazy though. It's like southern Kansas is probably going to get it the best, like over there near Wichita. You're in Greensboro, North Carolina. Yeah, North Carolina is an interesting story. You guys are one of those folks that might get completely shafted by this storm. It looked like you guys had a pretty good chance of getting some snow, but man, that northern shift has pretty much moved you guys completely out of the snow and more into freezing rain, unfortunately. And he said hi, and he hopes you are, or hopes that to see you this weekend. Is he coming to Northern Alabama? You tell him to stay away. If he's coming to Northern Alabama, that means there's something bad happening. No storm chasers allowed. Y'all stay out of my state. I don't want to deal with no ice storm, please. I mean, I hate to say it for the folks in Tennessee and Kentucky, but me personally, I want you guys to get all the ice and me to get zero. I wish there was a way all of us could get no ice, but unfortunately, I don't think that's going to happen. But I definitely don't want it. And I'm sure Tennessee is like, and Arkansas is like, well, I hope Missouri and Kentucky get it and we don't get it. Soon everybody will just be like, I hope, soon this storm will be in Canada. And then, Canadians will be like, well, I hope the Arctic ice sheet gets it. Not me. Supposedly I'm supposed to get like 8 inches in New Jersey. It's possible, but that's way too early to call. The fact that you have seen a snow map already over there, that's bad news. What happened to our camera over here? Camera went offline. Did it really? What has happened? You see how fast that loaded? I fixed that today. I did a thing. Also on Weather Circle, traffic cameras are coming soon, and I'm working on this. Do I even show you guys my progress on it? I am trying to make a physics-based simulation engine where you can like highlight a square and it simulates that part of the storm with physics. It just takes soundings from mesoanalysis and all that data and then throws it into a physics simulation. I've been working on that like all day today, and it's probably not going to be ready for another month, but this is how crappy it is right now. This is just a demo. You can see, we got an updraft and stuff. We got an updraft there and a downdraft. And, we got the anvil. It's not perfect, but we'll get there. Give it time. I think what I'm trying to do is like wrap this with like some sort of like white wrap around all of this. Keep this inside of it, and anything that buds up against the white moves it so it's like a more fluid and looks more like a solid object rather than like these floating things. But that's cool though. Yeah, it is pretty cool. And yeah, you can go up and look through it. And my goal is to be able to simulate any storm. And with tornado storms, have it, like I want to get it close to on par with like what the game Outbreak does. That's my goal. That's a cloud fart. It kind of does look like that. Hey, stop making fun of this. It's hard. It's hard work. What's that website? This is Weather Circle. This is my website. You can join it at weathercircle.app. come over here. In fact, folks, it is going to be super important that you guys do join Weather Circle, even and just to make reports, because this is the main focus of this app is reports. You can see people are reporting things that, you know, aren't really too much about weather right now because, you know, there's not much weather happening yet. But when the storm happens, it's going to be really important to see where that ice is, where's the sleet, and where's the snow, and how much ice are we getting power outages. Very, very important. So head over to weathercircle.app and come hang out with us while we cover this storm, because your reports are going to be very important. And you can go live on this app now. Super easy to do it. Anybody can go live from their phone. You can set it up outside of your house and help us figure out what's happening on the ground. And yeah, or you can take videos and photos and post it over here and hang out. All right, let me fix that camera. I want to go back over, we'll get MRMS radar, and I am going to be releasing traffic cameras soon, but I gotta get it working properly for all states. It might take a little bit. We'll come back over to Janesville. Where is that one camera at? There we go. Sorry, I get so distracted. I'm so proud of this app. It's taken me a really long time to build. Do I think Arkansas could get up to 11 inches of snow? I think if anywhere in Arkansas is going to get 11 inches of snow, it's going to be northern Arkansas. But, you know, it only takes another little nudge to the north, and then all of Arkansas is in the freezing rain. As of right now for Pennsylvania, not quite sure. Not quite sure. You're still kind of out of the range of accuracy, but I mean, the trend is your friend here if you want to see snow, because this northern push has really put Pennsylvania into some pretty nice snow. Not going to really show snowfall amounts probably until tomorrow night for Pennsylvania. But yeah, tomorrow's probably going to be the big reveal on like what I think the snow is going to do, because hopefully models will be more in agreement and we'll be able to like actually make a forecast for once. Why can't you find the app on the Apple Store? Because it's not on the Apple Store. Apple steals 50% of all revenue in an app. So we're not doing the Apple Store. We ain't doing that. Hopefully no power outages. I hope not. Greenville, Mississippi. Where is Greenville, Mississippi? Greenville, Mississippi. MISSISSIPPI. There it is. Oh, you're down there. Maybe some freezing rain and some power outages there. That seems to be your best bet. It's going to feel like rain, but it might freeze in contact and cause some power outages. And it's going to be cold. What has Arkansas done to deserve ice instead of snow? I don't know. You lived there. What did y'all do? The heck have y'all done? Because not only have you ruined your snow chances for you, you also ruined it for Tennessee. But hey, we still might get a shift. You know, in all fairness, in all seriousness, this could shift back down to the south. We've seen that happen. It's called the windshield wiper effect. Tennessee's not screwed in terms of snow, but the trend is, at least right now, not your friend. But maybe tomorrow that changes. Maybe that, I mean, because we've had a big push up to the north today. Are we going to get another big shift down to the south? Those questions need to be answered eventually. What around Florence, Alabama? Looks like maybe some freezing rain on the backside, but you know, it's going to be a close call initially on Saturday at around 6 p.m. But it could just be all rain if the Euro holds. But we'll see. We'll see what the models say. Some models have you more in ice though on Saturday. West Point, Virginia. Let me see where West Point is. West Point, Virginia. Yeah. You don't exist. Did I spell it wrong? Virginia. Yes, I did. I used to live there. I should know how that's spelled. Okay, so you're like down here. Okay, Jill says rainy now, worried about the folks getting ice. Yeah, hopefully it's not as bad and it's all sleet. That could also still be the case, that it's all sleet and not ice. Hey, thank you Kristen for the $5 donation. Says I'm really nervous about Winston-Salem. Yeah, northern, yeah, you guys could get pretty, I mean, you guys are further out in the forecast, so I wouldn't be too worried yet, but yeah, I mean, it does seem like ice could very well be a problem there. It's also possible that you guys just stay in rain if we get another shift to the north, at least with the north, or with the northern extent of the mid-level warm air that's coming in. Not Help says snow squalls could undergo intensification in Ohio. Okay, thank you. Okay, you live in southeastern Virginia. Looks like, at least for now, the models are trending more towards, unfortunately, some icing, maybe some snow initially, as this pushes into your area Sunday, like early Sunday morning, 12 a.m., and then eventually could transition into more of an icing out there throughout most of the time. And it could be some pretty bad icing. But again, this could change a lot as we get closer. You know, it only takes a little bit more warmth and all this is rain. So pretty uncertain about what's going to happen out over here in North Carolina and Virginia, but at least the trend has been more north over the past day. Hello in Ohio. All of Ohio is going to see snow. The more north you are in Ohio, the less snow you're going to see. The more south, probably the more snow you're going to see. If we get this precipitation field maybe a little bit drier as more runs happen, it's possible that northern Ohio doesn't get any snow and it's all southern Ohio. But as of right now, it looks like the trend is increasing for pretty much the entire state of Ohio. I'm not going to talk about inches yet, but it could get pretty heavy, especially down there in southern Ohio. Because you're in Pennsylvania, my family in Honeybrook, Pennsylvania, I don't know how it will be for them there. Pennsylvania, the good news for Pennsylvania is that almost all of Pennsylvania just stays in the snow for now. It would take another significant shift up to the north with our warm nose to take Pennsylvania out of the snow, but it would probably be southern Pennsylvania, if anything, that sees freezing rain if that does happen. TRG users unite. TRG. Isn't that weather live streamer or something? Who's TRG? TRG Tornado. Yeah, he's a weather streamer. Thank you for this information. Yeah, no problem. Oh, we got a raid from him. Nice. We'll tell him thank you for the raid. Check DMs. I'll check my DMs right now. Yeah, it looks like Texas and South Carolina has also issued a state of emergency ahead of this winter storm. Wow. Some breaking news. This is from Texas. Says Governor Abbott activates state of emergency response resources ahead of winter weather threat. Governor Abbott announced that he directed the Texas Division of Energy Management to activate state of emergency response resources ahead of potential winter weather impacts expected across the state beginning on Thursday. Based on current forecasts, the state of Texas is acting to ensure Texas have the resources they need before severe winter weather impacts communities across Texas, said Governor Abbott. As temperatures could drop below freezings and regions of Texas face snow, ice, and freezing rain, it is crucial that Texans remain weather aware, check drivetexas.org before traveling, and heed the guidance of state and local officials. I thank emergency management personnel and first responders for working tirelessly to keep Texas safe. That is what Governor Abbott has said. So, wow, that's a escalation. Yeah, probably some power outages, especially if these models are correct here with this ice, this pink area here, coming up into, you know, especially over there into like northeastern Texas and southern Oklahoma could get some significant icing there. South Carolina, mainly over here in the northern portion of South Carolina, like Greenville near Lancaster, will probably see some freezing rain. That is definitely in the realm of possibility there. Some freezing rain there into northern South Carolina, maybe even enough so over there into northeastern Georgia. But again, just a little bit more warmth and that's gone. What website? This one? This is Weather Circle. This is my website. Basically, it's a weather social media app that encourages storm reports. We have radar, we have the GFS, the HRRR, we have social posts. You can also talk within your warning with your neighbors. If you have any neighbors nearby in the same warning as you can talk amongst yourself to see what you see, which can be the awareness altering. If you are, in a severe weather outbreak, this is going to be a really useful app. You can go live in app and report what you're seeing. You take photos and videos and share them. We have storm reports as well on this app that you can use. You can load them. If they load, there they are. Lots of storm reports. And you can see at what time and what happened in that area. A 56-mile-per-hour wind gust happened at Kirksville Regional, Missouri. It has a lot of cool things, and it's only going to get better and better. I'm working on it every single day. Soon we're going to be releasing traffic cameras. You can also do the SPC meso analysis, which just kind of opens the NWS page there. You get your winter storm warnings. You can toggle those off and on. We also added an observer mode where it automatically pans. Not really cool for winter storm watches because they don't really change too much, but like severe weather comes out, you can come over here to observer mode and click tornado warning and severe thunderstorm warning. It'll automatically pan the radar and turn on the nearest radar to the newest warnings as they come out. We're doing a lot over here. It changes so fast. I'm sure you guys do not keep up with all the little itty bitty changes, but it's changing a lot. I really need to do like a whole stream about just talking about it and stop talking about it as much while I'm live and people are asking for a forecast. Yeah, that is Weather Circle .app. If you guys want to join, we would love to hear, especially as this winter storm happens, what is happening in your area. Link is in the chat. Smithton, Illinois. Where are you at? Okay, you're just south of St. Louis. Yeah, I mean, if this trend holds, one thing I am a little bit worried about, you guys, is dry air entrainment. That could be an issue, might lower some snowfall totals, but maybe as soon as 6 a.m. on Saturday morning, you guys could be in some light snow. Then it gets a little bit heavier as you move into the nighttime of Saturday. Then that should clear out as we move into Sunday morning by around 2 p.m. Snow chances for Atlanta, Georgia. Oh, wait, sorry, I was on the wrong screen. Snow chances for Atlanta, Georgia are looking, at least with the Euro model, 0%. Most models are saying 0%. A lot has changed, unfortunately. Our snowpack in Colorado is the lowest on record. Oh my goodness. Sorry to hear that. Let me refresh this really quick. You want to check back in on that snow squall near Janesville again. Still snowing pretty hard out there. Let's I want to see what if we move these cameras a little bit further to the east. Has it made it over to here yet? The question. Misty, you might be in some snow right now. Over there near Kenosha. Like, probably just the furthest south here. Oh, yeah. Look at this. Heavy snow happening just south of Kenosha, Wisconsin now. Not talking about inches for Jersey yet. It's still a little bit too far out. Any chance for a snow NATO? Probably not. Not that kind of storm. And this snow squall's got some pretty darn heavy snow. You can see it's already starting to slow down traffic a little bit out here south of Kenosha. And this is a very small area of snow, but it's got some pretty intense snowfall in it. You've never seen this in your life? Well, you know what? Maybe one day. Hopefully not. Can there be snow derechos? I mean, if you get a strong enough snow squall, kind of. I mean, that's kind of like a snow nacho. Snow nachos. Thank you, Sparky, for subscribing. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome. But all right, folks, I think that's gonna be it for me tonight. And I'll be looking out for you guys on Weather Circle. This is where I hang out. I've been waiting for someone to go live. So hopefully somebody goes live, you know, during the event, so we can have more than just storm chasers monitoring the storm. We can have you guys, and it's just snow. So I wouldn't suggest doing that as a tornado approaches you, though, unless you're like just a baddie, snowbird. I would like some snow. I'm kind of getting sick and tired of the rain. Would like to just see a little bit of snow. Tennessee could see some snow, maybe. Again, the models are trying to trend you guys out of the snow. Maybe northern Tennessee, like northeastern Tennessee still, or northwestern Tennessee still has a chance. And you know, but there is still hope. This could shift back down to the south. So if it shifts back down to the south, Tennessee might get some snow. But as of right now, it is mainly going to be a freezing rain threat. We'll see. Hey, thank you, Path Medic, for the $10. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you. You're glad there's some snow possible. It makes me happy. Yeah, well, you know what? Let me know if you're getting snow right now. It should be pretty close. I heard PA Storm Trackers is live. Is this true? Are these rumors true? He is not. Okay, never mind. Well, all right, folks. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.